everybody. Bob Adams here. It is the 28th of April. Good grief, we're a third of the way through the year, aren't we? That's about right. No, it's a fourth of the way, isn't it? Well, whatever it is, it's a long way into it. I'm grateful for the time you brought us to play with us this evening. Ron's going to be doing the presentation tonight, and then we'll be doing some answering. And I've got some things I'm going to also throw in when we get down to the end of this thing. But I know that Ron's prepared for tonight. So, Ron, my friend, are you ready to take over?
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Okay, it's all yours. I'm going to get out of the way.
I appreciate it. Everybody, thank you for spending the time with us this evening live, and we'll make sure we have some time at the end for questions and answers. So if I touch on a subject but don't fully answer it, take notes, and then we can dive into it a little bit more at the end with some question and answers. I'm kind of named this presentation Team Growth and Steps that we can be taking to help grow our teams. And so the reason why I just use the word teams is we are part of the iHub team, and you on this call and us that are presenting, I consider ourselves part of a team that is intended to kind of support one another and help each other grow something that it will be profitable for each of us, and certainly rewarding as we have an opportunity to, even share this with other people that we love and want them to do well. And then finally, your own team, your own downline. And so I think it's all about team and growing from where we're at. And there's some steps that we'll touch on today that I think would be helpful in, moving in that direction. So here's some of the little hexagons that I have kind of, these are topics that I'll spend some time on. First of all, selfies, I'll touch on that, and then the hotspot batches. I have some update information on that. I'm going to introduce you to Discord. I don't know how many of you guys have a Discord account, but I think it's, if you're going to be in the crypto space, I think it's worthwhile to having a Discord account, and I'll explain how to maybe get that and why it's important. Then we'll actually spend some time in the iHub Global back office area. We're going to talk about the deployment board, the My Network area, and then updating your hotspots details, which is in the viewer section. And then we'll some of this is a refresher, but we'll touch on CoinZoom in terms of getting your wallets set up and where to find that information to put into your back office for commissions. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get the presentation going by doing the disclaimer. All information and discussions regarding cryptocurrencies, installment of operations, iHub, support, and educational materials are for educational and entertainment purposes only, are general in nature and not intended as investment, legal, or tax advice. Each person's personal investment, risk level, and financial situation is unique and different, and the information provided may not apply or work effectively for you. By signing up for and attending or participating in our informational internet or in-person workshops, seminars, and follow-up meetings, you agree that Bob Adams, Ron Duggar, Tony Elder, and all affiliated companies, representatives, associates, or employees, information providers, are hereby held harmless from all liability and loss associated with the information and discussions provided, and as to any action or strategy you may choose to implement with regard to the same. I'm getting better. I'm still not up to the level of Bob when he can rattle that off. So our agenda, as I mentioned before,
yeah, I've done it some damn time. I got to do it in my frickin' sleep. I mean, I've done it for years.
If you keep making me, I'll get up to your level.
I know it. I'll just give yourself a few more times. You'll get her down pat.
All right, so we're going to touch on the selfie, and I'll explain more on the next slide on that, and we'll get into it. But then we're going to move on to hotspot batches and some updated information on that. Then we'll touch on that Discord Helium servers that I mentioned before, and deployment boards and My Network, updated hotspots, and then we'll have some time for some question and answer. Okay, so what's this thing about the selfie? It is, when the box comes to you, I would recommend, and they recommend, and they're encouraging you, and even maybe potentially incentivizing you to go ahead and take a selfie of yourself with your box or with the exposed hotspot, and then email it to that myhotspot@ihub.global. This little link here, I'm going to pull that across. If you have been in your back office recently and your dashboard, oops, I want to just move the whole thing here. Just 1 second. Let me bring this whole page across. All right. So this would be your dashboard. And over here, as we've talked before, these are important announcements. And so the one I'm going to click on here is this selfie. I think I had it up here already. Let's see if I can find it. Nope. It's going to be this one. Okay. So here's the little announcement. And basically, they're saying to you that if you send that in as they're coming to you, there's a couple giveaways. One is going to be a year's worth. You'll be a drawing or whatever, but you'll have, no, it's a lifetime membership or subscription to your pro level of your helium track, your pro. Okay, so a lifetime subscription to that. And then the second one is a selfie and a video. So if you'll send the video, that I think gets you a second entry for a drawing with, I guess, the same kind of the thing. And they're just telling you that basically here that the shipments are happening. We're going to talk about batches and timing, but all of the first batch has been closed and it's been sent out. And so people are receiving these things. I, unfortunately, have mine is installed at my son's location, and I forgot he has the box and the device, and so I've got to get out there and take my selfie. So I didn't see this notice when I went ahead and got that all installed, and so I don't have my own selfie just yet. Now, having talking about this, I'm glad that they kind of proposed that we do this, because the selfie that you take, I believe, is a great marketing tool for yourself. Obviously, they're using it to leverage and share, the idea that they're actually shipping boxes. But as you start sending out your own personalized emails in your marketing campaigns, and people that might look at your face and actually see that you've got a box in hand, and as you start talking about what that means and what you're doing, I think it just personalizes it one level better if they see you with the box in hand. And so that's really what I wanted to touch on there, is one of the activities, again, to help you start growing your own network and helping, our team's network as well as iHub to get the word out and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that back across and stay on our little schedule here. So we did last time, we talked about, we went over the slide and this information once before. So it's going to be a little bit of repeat. A major update to the Helium blockchain is happening. It was scheduled for May 3rd. You can see how I've updated it to May 11th. Now, what this update is called the Light Hotspot. Now, to find some information about that, I wanted to not just share it with you, but I want you to know where to find it. You will find it at helium.com. So I'm going to pull this back across. Okay, so you guys perhaps are all familiar with helium.com. Under resources and under blog. Okay, and you'll see this story right here, this article right here. It was on April 13th. There's only been one blog post since then, and this is worth also reading and so forth. But I just want you to let you know that this one here talks about what the Light Hotspot is. It's simply they're introducing something that they've been working on for over a year, and it's called the validators. The validators sit up in the cloud. They now do most of the heavy lifting, and it takes that load off of our own individual hotspots in terms of having to update themselves to the blockchain. How it works right now, and the reason why you're getting, when you first plug them in, you're getting this problem of being relayed and syncing, It's because the little memory card or memory chip that's inside your individual hotspots has to get the entire blockchain downloaded to it. So if you have slow internet, maybe on even Wi-Fi and not hardwired with an Ethernet cord, it can take days, maybe weeks almost, to get your whole blockchain down into your own little memory chip. And in addition to that, you may be in a relayed status, which means that the only way your box is actually getting to the internet is through another hotspot that has access to the internet. And that would happen if you have not opened up the communication port at your own location. So it's port 44158, I believe. And that takes a little bit of technical knowledge to get into your router and to open up that port for your own box to have access to the internet. And so you immediately go into relayed status, and you're trying to sync to get the information. It can take a long time, and while you're in those modes, your ability to earn any rewards is quite limited. And so it's really frustrating for people at this point in time. And so what they did is they've been working, like I said, for over a year to get this these validators in place. And because of that, once that is actually launched, you won't have to download, or your box will not have to download the entire blockchain. All they have to do is communicate. It's like hitting a web page. Instead of getting raw data coming into your box, which requires that port to be open, it's like your box just is hitting a website effectively and getting, it's pinging and communicating to the validator. And that way, immediately when you plug them up, they will not relay and they will not have to sync. And so you'll start earning what you can earn in that location immediately. It looks like, yeah, they went ahead. It used to say May 3rd right here. Okay. And they've updated this blog post to say May 11th. The reason they did that, and I'll show you that in just a moment, is each manufacturer has to send over the network a firmware update to your individual boxes. And once that update happens, then it will correct the communication pathing and start talking to the validators instead of trying to download and sync like it was before. And so they just gave another week or so of time for the manufacturers to get their part done, and so that they're ready to send the update to the individual boxes. Now, how are we affected? Number one, if your box is plugged in, then powered up basically with an antenna on it, you will get that update from the manufacturer, and again, it's going to fix the problems. You will not have to go in and do any settings changes or anything like that. So us as the hosts, it's going to be very easy for us to do as long as your box is up and running. So my encouragement is, if you've been sitting on a box that's already shipped to you, just go ahead and activate it and get it plugged in. Doesn't matter if it's in its permanent location. It doesn't matter if it's got anything more than the stock antenna. Just plug it in, give it some internet right from your gateway, and just let it run at that location until after we know that that update is down, and then you can finish putting it in a proper location and move forward. Now, what is happening is you are giving up, or we are as hosts giving up a little bit of what would have been our compensation to pay for or pay to the validators, and it's this amount here, this 0.9% of the HNT is going to the validators, because effectively they're handling the challenger function. We still continue to get as a beacon, if you're a beacon in the communication and earning that 5%, and we still earn, if we are a witness, the 20.8%, 08%. So to give up this amount to make sure that every epoch that is possible, we are getting our rewards that we've earned, instead of right now the blockchain is getting quite congested, and this is going to really improve the overall performance of the blockchain itself once this goes into place. No more will you have to do the port forwarding. It's going to take less bandwidth. In other words, the amount of data that's running to your box, to and from your box at your house, it will not be taking nearly as much of that data, and your box just does not have to work as hard. That will, I think, preserve the lifespan of the boxes as well. So that's where you found that information or that blog post. I'm going to now, and that's at helium.com under blog. I now want to let's advance this, and we are going to talk about what Discord is. What is Discord? This is from Wikipedia. Discord is a VoIP, voice over IP, instant messaging, and digital distribution platform. Users communicate with voice calls, video calls, text messaging, media, and files in private chats or as part of communities called servers. So that's what it is. No, let's just go back here and let me pull my thing. And let me show you in the space. Now, obviously, this not only, there's many other industries that use the Discord, but it's very, very popular in the cryptocurrency world, as well as, you know, gaming people. But there's a lot of industries that use it. So this, I just wanted to show you. So this is Linksdot. Now, most of us got this. This is their main website. If you start seeing this at the bottom of your websites, you'll see it down here. Let's see if I can hover over. See that little, I'm turning green right down the little box in the corner. Okay, that is the icon for Discord. If I were to click on that and I don't have a Discord account, it's going to take me to a page where I can activate and sign up to Discord. Okay, if you're signed up to Discord already and you click on one of those at the bottom of a web page, then let's go back to helium.com, must have closed it. Okay, so let's just do the same thing. I'm just going to the bottom of helium.com. Now this one, they don't have icons, but they've just spelled it out as Discord. So this is the social networks. It's similar to Twitter. So it's a place where companies can communicate to their user base, but it has some really powerful tools that some of these others really don't have. And so it's really conducive to companies that are particularly in the tech world. And so let us show you what that looks like. Okay. So I now have, Bob, did I lose? Can you see this Discord?
Yep, sure can.
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is what it looks like. You'll see down here in the bottom corner, this is my handle, Cobra Ron. Now, over on the left-hand side, you'll see this is the home address or the home icon for Discord. So that's a little bigger picture of what it looks like. Over here, these are what we call servers that I have joined. Sometimes you got to get permission to join them, and maybe you can join them, but you can only join part of their server network. And so this one here happens to be the official Helium community Discord channel. So I'm going to click on it. Now the next one over here, you'll see this next section here to the right. You've got announcements, blockchain announcements, validator information. So these are all different sections inside the server. Now, if there's been a new post, you'll see here the red line here. So that is something that's new, and sometimes you'll have badges that will show up over here saying, hey, you know, click on that channel because there's some new information there. If you just scroll down, you'll get to the bottom of where you're at. If there's something that you want to, there's usually a banner that comes across here. You can say, you know, mark them all as red, and that'll clear the little badge that you might have. But this is the first place that I found out of the new date. And so the last post, which happened today at 2:39 p.m., is when they're saying, hey, the light hotspot update, the upgraded blockchain components by May 11th. The hotspot activation is the largest update to the Helium Network Sense validators last year and the core thing. So anyways, you can kind of read a little bit more about what they're doing here and a few links. And so this is, if you want the most up-to-date information from some of these companies that you might be following, looking at their Discord for any of your announcements. But there's a lot of other information in here that's quite helpful. You click on any one of these, and it'll take you to information based on that topic. Okay, and so a lot of people are using Discord. I think if you're going to be around for a long time in this kind of an environment, I think it's worth getting you a Discord account, in my opinion. So I just wanted to introduce you to that, let you know how to do it, and what to look for at the bottom of web pages if you ever wanted to get to their Discord channels. Now, I just lost my presentation, so hang on a minute. There we go.
It's okay. It was still pretty to see.
Yeah, it was a nice picture, isn't it? Okay, so let's get back. Okay, Discord. Okay, so now we're going to. I'm sorry we're bouncing around here, but I want to give you just some off-the-cuff things that I think are hot off the press and things that we should be aware of if we're going to be growing our businesses right now. So let's kind of transition and talk a little bit about deployment boards and these section deployment boards and my networks. And really what, let me give you some information a little bit that's going on here. Batch 1, you know what, actually let's do that because I kind of bounced past that. Let's go right here. Okay, bringing this back across. Let's talk about batches and schedules. Okay, so Hotspot Batch 1 is now closed, and it was both a lease and deposit option. They had over 3,000 hotspots that have already been shipped out to people. Now, Batch 2 is now shipping, and it's open. Now, this is where their plead with us is coming into play here, because they have 7,500, or about 7,000, it says here, hotspots that are available in Batch 2. Only 3,000 approximately have been claimed, meaning that they've got more people that have, paid but haven't finalized, like signing the agreement or signing up for the $18 a month, or you put down the $400 deposit. So they have not finalized everything, and so they're sitting in a pending status, and the company needs our help because these people are in our downlines to help encourage them to finalize that step so that they can get shipped their boxes. And then once the boxes arrive, help them to get those things activated as quickly as possible so they're in the network. And Batch 3 is actually, it says coming soon. In one of the information that I had, it will be activated next week. And even before Batch 2 might be completed, they'll open Batch 3. There's obviously something unique about this Batch 3 because it is not eligible as a leased box. It's only a deposit-only box. As we've talked about before, I'm an advocate of doing the $400 deposit. It's a refundable deposit, but let's try to analyze or give you some other details that you need to be aware of. You put the $400 down. It is a 36-month period of time that you've got to keep that box. After that 36 months period of time, then it's just a month to month, and you could turn it back in at any time and get the $400 back as long as the box is operational. But you do need to keep it for the 36 months, as I understand the terms now. On the $18 a month lease, the reason why I'm not a fan of that, it again is a 36-month lease that you'll have to keep paying on that box for that 36-month period of time and keep it hooked up. But then after that, it's a month to month again, so you could turn it back at any point in time and stop the $18 a month payment, but it's ongoing. So it just, you'll end up spending a whole lot more money on an ongoing basis, and that's it's robbing from money that you would be making an HNT to kind of pay that bill. And so my preference always is to do the deposit. So those who have that mindset, batch 3, there's another 3,000 or so that are available if you do a deposit. And again, those 2 batches are going to be running simultaneously. So you'll have the opportunity to do the $400, and you may get something out of batch 2 or something out of batch 3, just however it falls. If you are doing a lease and you don't do it fast enough to get any of the batch 2s, you'll be waiting then to the batch 4 before you could do that lease. And so just keep those things in mind. The feeling that I'm getting right now is these guys are, they've got that supply chain thing kind of nailed down. These batches are coming one right after another. In their warehouse, they've got it down to where they're doing close to $400. No, they provisioned around 500 of these hotspots per day. That provisioning is what they have to do before they can ship them to us. So once they hit their warehouse, they get their small little team of people together and they provision them, which means that they are actually already active, registered to the Helium network. It means your box is named already. It's got the 3 names to your box. And so when they arrive to us, it's not necessary for you to do that registration part. Typically, you would do that by downloading the Helium Network app, but that step has already been done for us. And so all you got to do is just hit a button in your back office to activate, and then get the thing plugged in, and then you're off and running. So that's a little bit on the hotspot, and there's training on all of that, how to activate your hotspots. That link right here, activating, I think it's a link, there it is, the activate your hotspot. We'll show you exactly what to do on that, and then just how to set it up. And it's very, very simple to do some of these things. Now, optimizing them later with proper location settings and things like that, meaning location of an antenna and those type of things, yeah, that can be a little bit more work, but don't wait around. Just get the thing plugged in as soon as possible. Okay, so what else was on that topic? Okay, so again, the company is wanting our help to help get us, they've got this in your back office, you'll see all kinds of people in your downline potentially that have started the process but have stopped at some point and just haven't activated. Let's go to that right now. So I've blurred these. This is my what I call my deployment board, first of all. Okay, this is my deployment board. Obviously, I've got Bob and I've got William Parks that are the 2 that have fully activated. You see that the green, that's what you want to see, fully activated. If you see, or if you click on that thing, if it wasn't fully activated, you can click on that little box and it won't be green, but basically you can see exactly where they're at in this process. There's like 8 steps or whatever here. And so what they're asking us to do is in our direct downline, if you click on that box for that person, you'll be able to see exactly where they're at. And then, of course, I've blurred it now, but oops. You've got their email and you've got your phone number for them, and the company just wants us, and it benefits us to go ahead and reach out to them, see if they have any hesitations or problems with it, so that they can get that box in hand if they're at that stage, and they could hook it up and activate it if they're at the stage where the box has arrived. So let's do our part in trying to advance those people that are in the process. One other thing, let's do, I think the viewer, let's click over to, I thought I did oh, maybe I didn't. There's another section that I don't want to pull over because actually I can. Let me just pull it up here this far. There we go. Then it will hide any personal information. So now I'm seeing my my network, okay? But obviously I've scrolled down a little ways, and so now I'm into my second generation. So you're not seeing people's, you'll see your own direct people's email and phone number. Once you get down to, where it's the second generation or third generation for you, you don't see them because they're not your direct recruit or direct affiliate thing. So, but you do see these drop downs. And so, this one here says signature required. I can click on it and see where they're at in that process. That there will be an update in this section here that will add all 8 of the steps instead of just the 5. We're expecting that any day. In fact, I thought it would already be in here, but they'll add that so that we can have some better visibility at this level. This one's saying completed, but it's really not complete. In other words, they haven't gotten the box yet, and what we want to see is activated. And I don't know if we'll find one. So that's completed in green, but I think I need to see activated. Let's just see if I can't find one real quick. That this is now, again, this is deeper in my downline of people. Of course, canceled means that people have decided not to go forward, and yet I think those could still be reached out now that maybe they quit because it was taking too long to get boxes. But I keep going down pages. I'm still not seeing one that is green and activated. That's further down. There's one that's completed, but it's not at the point of activation. So we want to see the green activated, and that means that that one's done. So anyway, that's a little assignment for us. And again, back to this idea of what you can do to start growing your network is participate in getting into your back office and working those people that are in your downline and helping them out. Now let's go to the Hotspot Viewer. That's deployment board. Let me see if I can find that one, and I'll pull across and we'll talk about the viewer. Okay. I'm going to show you, in fact, I'm going to actually do it in front of you, a step of updating or managing your own box. And so this is my shiny bronze cat. That's the one that's at my son's house. This is the master trust owner. So that we're not the owners of our box, they're iHub owners. And so the trust account here is collecting all of the HNT, and then based on our relationship with the company and in our downline and our commission structure, we will be paid out of this master account. It is online, but it says it's a 1.2 dBi. I have a 5.8 dBi on that box right now. It says it's 0 meters. In other words, I have not indicated how high the elevation is on that box. Of course, this is the address, and this is what it's mined so far. It was slow because I was at that point where it was just my son hadn't had a chance to do the port forwarding. So he just did that just the other day, and I will be so happy when the May 11th, and I hope they hit that target so that none of us have to worry about that anymore. Couple things real quickly, though. I wanted to, if you actually click on the link, the hot link, then you'll have a little more detail about that that box and how it's performing, what was the level. This is not a bad reward scale. 0.96 is not bad. It's better than the one that I have at my house. But anyway, it will just tell you some of the information, what kind of hotspot it is. If you go and click here, I'm not going to do it. So if you right-clicked and open anything, it would take you over to the Helium Explorer, and you'll see your hotspot location. It'll go straight to it. And then up here, your hotspot runtime. Last time I did this video and we showed this area, I tried clicking on the request status check, which is this blue box over to the right. It does take a little bit of time for it to ping it, but I told you then, and it was accurate, that it was not going to find it because it wasn't seeing the internet, and it was going to be not relayed, and it wouldn't ping it. So none of this information was green down here, but that's a way to kind of do a quick check to say, is my box really running right now? And my earnings went down or whatever. So this was checked 7 hours ago, and the box is running just fine. So that's something you can activate on your own right there. Okay, so I don't think there's anything else I wanted to show you there, but I do want to close this here, and let's now go and update this information. Blue box to the right, manage. You can change and update the hotspot details. That's what I want to do. I want to change this with the drop box to a 5.8 dBi, and my elevation is approximately 5 meters high, or will be as soon as I finish putting it. So I'm going to save that detail. Now you'll notice it's going to cost about 55 cents, and they're going to pull that money from my account. Now you say, hey, I don't have any earnings yet. What it's doing is it's taking it from the master account, and then it'll be charged to you in your commissions. So, but it is something that you want to update on your box once you have it in place. And if you change the situations, come back and do it as well, because it does work into the algorithms or the rewards a little bit, and making sure that the correct information is being relayed. So I'm going to hit and save that information there. Okay, it says your action has been saved successfully. You can now see that it's indicated here, and yet it's not confirmed yet. So eventually it will replace the existing with the new information. It may take a little bit of time for that update to reflect. But I did want to show you that that's a step that you need to do as well once you get the thing plugged up, and you'll find that in your Hotspot Viewer. So the drop down from your Hotspot Manager, Hotspot Viewer is where we're right here. It'll come up first being My Hotspot tab, and you want to go to your hosted hotspots, and that's where you'll find it. Okay, so there's that bit of information. What else do we got? Yeah, I showed you how to go to the Helium Explorer and showed you how to do the real-time status check on it. Hang on one moment. Yes. You got kicked out? Do you think the whole show's kicked out, or? I still see some people.
Yes, we're still here. We can see you.
Someone told me that they can hear me, so I'm going to continue. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. We've got Bob kicked out, so I had to take that call. Sorry. Okay, let's now just kind of cover a couple other things about your e-wallets, and both in CoinZoom for commissions, and so that's pretty important. Let us now come over to, actually I think I made a couple pages. Yeah, so inside your, get back to here, and we pull this across. So in your dashboard, over on the left-hand side, if you hover there, it'll open up. Under Helium Track, you've got, well, actually, you can actually get to it from My Commissions right on top here. Okay, so if you go to My Commissions back office, it's going to require you to log in again. It's likely, for me, it's my same credentials that I logged into the app at iHub.global account. But you do have to log in again, and then it'll take you actually to the commissions portal. And it's inside the commissions portal that you're going to have this menu system on the left-hand side. And so I'm first clicking on this, and this is now a slide. It's not active and live. I just made me a screenshot here. So Travel e-wallet, it's going to look like this. And so your so under the travel one, you're going to be putting your CoinZoom handle, and I'll show you where that's at. On your app, if you're using CoinZoom for your payments of HNT, if you're using their wallet, I'll show you where to find that. If you're using another wallet, under this My eWallet section on the left-hand side, it gives you an opportunity to put in a long wallet address. Copy and paste it from whatever wallet you're trying to send your commissions to, and then verify it to make sure the last 4 or so characters are correct and the first 4 or so characters are correct, that means you did grab everything when you copied, and you'll paste it here and then save your changes. This is what we call a public wallet address, meaning if you wanted someone to send you some helium, you could send them that, and they could send you some helium directly to your wallet. And so that's obviously what we want to give in the commissions back office as your public wallet address for your helium or your HNT to be sent to you. Okay, so where to find that? If you log in, and if you've signed up for CoinZoom, and to do that, let me just pull this across real fast. You see that CoinZoom? There's right here. You can click on that. It's a rotator, but you could click on that right from your dashboard and get this process of signing up. So in the settings area, you see I'm hovered over settings, and of course I've blurred out some information here, but my handle, my Zoom handle, is Ron Duggar. Okay, and so you'll be grabbing that information and placing it. Go back here. You'll be placing it here. Now I believe it needs to have the Zoom Me in front of it, but I'm not sure. I think that I'm correct. If not, then I'll fix that when my first commissions start coming through from my travel. So this is where the travel commissions, these are going to come in a stable coin like USDT or it's going to still be a cryptocurrency, but it's going to be in dollars. It's a stable coin. It mimics the dollars, and then you can still convert it from there. So it'll be in your Zoom wallets or area, and it's from there that you're going to be able to move it to your bank account or spend it from the a debit card or whatever. So that has to happen. Now, where do you find your wallet for the helium? So I'm going to pull across because I think I can do this one live for you. If you are in your Zoom account, okay, so over in portfolio, okay, it's going to look like this. If you come across helium's the second one down, and then you come and hit the green button, that's receive. That's you're going to give a wallet address to receive HNT into your portfolio. If you click on it, and you hit understand here, there's a QR code that's tied to that same thing as well, or you can copy and paste it to your thing here. You can hit this, or you can highlight it all and copy that, and then you're going to place that into get this out of the way again, into that box right here. Okay, so the helium wallet address. So those are important steps to get done so that you're ready to get commissions. All right, let me just see if I have covered everything that I wanted to. Oh, a couple of things. It's boxes are here. Take that selfie, use it for direct promotions of people that would recognize you, but come up with ways that you can start promoting this. Remember that there are a couple join me buttons that your affiliate link. Let's quickly come back here to your dashboard. That affiliate link is right here on your dashboard. You're welcome, to put that in email campaigns or on your social network posts. Just get it out there and start introducing people to it. If you click on it and you're not logged in, if I logged in, it would just bring me back to here. But do it without being logged in, and you'll see exactly what people will see if they clicked on your link. And then there's the travel. If you go into iTravel, I think, where's your affiliate dashboard? Might be in there. But you'll have a travel link too that is, these ones are here, these travel affiliated tools. So if someone, this is the landing page, if they're a non-iHub member, you would give them this one. If they're a non-iHub member, you can give them this one as well. If they're not a member of iHub already, then you would want to promote this last one down here to get them to there. So when they join, they become part of your network, and it kind of places them in both your downline scenarios. So obviously, if they've just joined, they're not a member, then there might be some extra work to help introduce them to the hotspot stuff. And some of the company, they're taking over some of the effort to help. Once people are identified and they're in your downline, there's things that they'll start getting email drip campaigns to help move them, into the full process. So it's time now to start working on the people that you already have worked on. These people have been waiting a long time for boxes, perhaps getting discouraged. Now's the time to go ahead and get them involved with the updated information and get them boxes in hand. And then it's time now to go ahead and start building your own personal organization. Remember that Bob is still willing to run analysis for them, or find out what their earnings would be. Assessments is what they call them inside the Helium track. I'm a pro member. Bob's a pro member. That way, if you take us up on that offer, you won't have to spend any money for the software. But you're welcome to. If you're getting serious about it, you may want to do that. One other thing that I received, and maybe some of you received, an email from the company about potential employment. They've got to build up and boost up their customer service. Remember our last call that there was it was weeks and weeks out before that you'd get a call back or an appointment, a Zoom appointment to get any technical support. So they have posted two types of positions, one technical support and one just customer service. And I think they're going to be hiring about 8 or so people immediately. And so they put out an email requesting, based on some criteria, if you were interested in applying for any of these positions. And so they hope to fill them with people who are already part of the organization, have a pretty good understanding, so they're not training people from scratch. It's remote work that you'd be doing from your house. And so if you didn't get one of those emails and you're interested, maybe there's some proactive way that you could try to get a resume to them or whatever. My plate is so full that it's not something that I would be doing. However, I'd love to do it. I want to do everything I can to kind of grow the whole Helium platform, because I'm a believer. So with that said, I think I've covered a lot of stuff, and so I want to just do some Q&A. And so I think you can just unmute yourself, and I believe that we probably aren't going to have Bob with us, and we will just go to another 10 minutes or so with any questions and answers, or try to answer any questions you've got. So just unmute yourself and fire away.
Hello, Ron. This is Irwin.
Hi, Irwin. How are you? Yeah.
Oh, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
It's been busy, but I like life more busy than not. And I just want to tell you guys, this is how dedicated I am. I'm a Jazz fan, our NBA team here locally. And tonight, had I not had the commitment to be with you, I would have been in the owner's suite at the Vivint Arena tonight with catered food and everything. So I'm dedicated to you guys. And I'm dedicated to me too. This is the time to act.
Well, Ron, on that note, I think I would have told all of us, I'll see you next Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
And I personally am a Warrior fan, so
right.
that if you guys win, then we may meet along the line here somewhere. Okay. But anyway, a couple of things. One is when you show the breakdown, when you click on your information for your hotspot that gives you all the numbers, your view is different than the rest of us, and I assume that's because you have the pro.
That area should not be different. If you've been shipped a box, and then that was the deployment board. No, that was the viewer. So once you activated that box, it should be showing up, your own box inside your what they call your hosted boxes. Let me just make sure I'm. Let's go back to, was that? I guess that was one I had. Yeah, I had it on. It was a live one. So let me just, if I can bring that forward. I want to make sure we're talking about the same.
No, I don't
area.
think so. Well, I'm speaking of when you go to my hotspot, then you go to hosted hotspot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Your view is a little different than mine, and so I would assume it's because you have the pro version. That's probably why.
You're getting me a little confused because I think
it's not a big deal to me. I just want you to know that. That's all.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay. There was one other question.
So you're talking this view right here.
Yes. And then when you click on your name.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay. So
you click on that and you bring up that view there. Okay, you have the charts and all that. Our view is a little bit different.
Really?
Yeah. It shows all of the top layer right here with the blue boxes at the top, but it do not show all this stuff.
You may be right. You may be right.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to let you know for your own, as you're teaching other people and they say, well, I don't see what you see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me tell you, I'm going to give you another tip for you, okay? So I'm going to go to hotspotty.net, okay? Hotspotty.net. You'll see it up here in my address bar. I'm going to log into it. Now, this is what I was talking about, reason why you might want to get a Discord account, because the only way you can log into this thing is with your Discord account. Because they use the authentications through your account there. So in here, you can get a free account or a paid account. So your community account here is get in touch with other hotspot owners, real-time status checks, transmit scale simulation, advanced commissions tracking, Android and iOS apps soon. Okay. So, but you can actually go in here. And so I have 2 installs that I've placed in here. So if you install it over here, inside iHub, you could still, on your free account, go ahead and also hook up, the number, over here. So essentially, this one here is called Flat Slate Eagle. This is at my work location, which is a 10-story building, but I'm having issues with my network guys to get me access to the internet. So I just told them, don't worry about it. When May 11th hits, it'll just rectify that. But once you're in here and you're clicked on your box, if you add it, okay, so you'll have to go in and add it to a workspace. But basically, you'll have similar information that you can do. So if I click on the flat hotspot link there, then I've got status. I can go to status. Okay, and you can run the check just like you did with the other one there. But now you've got activity, beacons. You've got a lot more information that is very helpful in here about your hotspot. So it's unrelated to Helium Track and with iHub, but it's another community tool out there that you can go ahead and get an account in, and for free. If you wanted to start building out and having commissions and things like that, you're paying to other people. That's what this tool is for. Primarily, is for someone to grow a business that would be outside of iHub. But for our purposes, it's still a valuable community tool to use.
Okay, excellent.
Hopefully
question, question here is, once you activate your hotspot, your lease payment starts at that time?
Yes. Now, one other thing you need to know about that I learned on the lease payment, you're going to end up with your very first bill. There's going to be an extra $25 on that bill, and that is what it is the fee that is charged by Helium, the blockchain, to register your box into the system. And so that fee apparently is not being assessed because there's no monthly payment that is happening if you do the deposit. But if you do the lease payment on your very first bill, and then you won't see it again, it'll be higher by $25.
Okay. I did do the deposit, but there's other people that are in my line.
Yeah, so it's a big question people are seeing. They see their first bill and they go, why isn't it more than $18? And so be ahead of it, be aware of it, so that if your people ask you, you can give them the answer.
Okay. Well, one of the problems kind of why I stopped getting people was because of the changes that first the box was free, then it cost us $99 to register, and then we had to ship in, and we had all these things like that, and so it became more of a hard sell because I didn't know what was going to go on, when it was going to happen. I'm okay because I believe in the long run that it's well worth it.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit challenging when you have to convince other and then they're all over you. Well, how come this charge? How come that charge?
Oh, absolutely. So, I went through it. It was an emotional roller coaster for me too. Did I make the right call to go ahead and do this? And so just so between you and I, when this big wait was happening and didn't know when the boxes were going, I went looking for boxes. I went trying to find them. And of course you can buy, you could buy some of them, off, like eBay and things like that at triple the price, that type of thing. I didn't want to do that. So I was reaching out to manufacturers. Of course, all of them were the big delays and that kind of stuff. So I wasn't solving any problems by going with them. However, I did find one out of China. And so at this point in time, I have two boxes that are, they were boxes for me to test their system out. They were only approved in the U.S. Whether they had boxes approved in the UK or Europe, they had for about a week they were opened to sell their boxes in the U.S. and then they were sanctioned for 6 months. Wow. And so I was able to squeeze in and get those two boxes. Then I've been waiting, and they just came out of sanction, and so I just received a few days ago another 5 boxes for them. So just so you know, I won't be doing really anymore. I'm trying to do iHub, but the fact is, if you have a location and you had access to a box, you can get that as well. And that I just want you to know that was how committed I was. I was going to find me a box and get into this earning of HMT.
I likewise were trying to do the same. I was trying to find, and I was on a waiting list on one, and then they open up for you to try to order, but so many people was coming in that you couldn't get your order through, and all that stuff I went through, and just trying to find a box. I was trying to get a box over the previous months too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I ended up having to just wait it out. Now, with getting a box outside of iHub, then it's your own box at 100%, right?
Yeah, correct. Unless you did it through another program that was, competitor to iHub. But those that I found that were doing something similar to iHub, most of them went belly up. They just and people got taken a bit. So
right. I had heard some of those stories too. Okay. All right, great. Oh, one other question: Have they come up with a tentative date when they wanted to do the split?
The split. What do you?
Yeah, the split with the HMT 1,000 for one.
Oh, they had. It is going to happen. but they found that it was not as easy as they thought to be able to get it done. So I haven't entered anything recently. If I went and looked back a little bit on the Discord for Helium, I bet you I might find maybe some update to it. I just hadn't looked for it lately.
Okay.
The last I heard, it was going to be fall. It was pretty far off before that would occur.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, let me get off, and if someone else wants to say something, they'll have an opportunity. Okay.
All right.
Appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.
Okay. Bye bye.
Hey,
Right,
quick question from Rip. From Rip. Yep. Hey, I was trying to understand you when you were talking about some of the differences between leasing versus putting your $400.
Okay. Two programs.
Sound like you said you still had to have the box for 3 years.
My understanding right now is you're signing up for a 3-year term on either of those scenarios. Of course, you don't have a monthly payment due if you have the $400 out, but what they want you to do is have the box operational, earning them money and us money, for 3 years, and then you can go month to month after that. And if you move,
okay, well
if you move, you can move the box with you to the new location. You just have to probably pay that, a little bit of insertion to change the location if you did that. So, yeah, that was my understanding.
Okay, so you could move the box, and that would obviously be a good thing. Now, I was going to set one of the boxes up under my business name, and the only thing I don't know is if my business location moves, would I be able to move that to a personal name at that point, or would I still keep it under the business, just even though the business wouldn't be at that location?
No, location is independent of who you are. So essentially you can own it, and you're touching on something I'm glad you did, because it triggered something for me that I think is important for someone that wants to maybe add these to locations that is more than just their home. Okay. So what's going to happen, and it's happening really soon right now, is I think at the batch 3 release of next week, they will be sending out emails to people who have activated their box. And they're going to be able to say to them, listen, you did a wonderful job. If you would like to get another box for a different location, then you're eligible and you can order a second box under your same affiliate name. So it'd be you hosting a box and you put it at a different location. Okay. Now, if you activate that one, they're going to say, do you want another one? Okay. So you can continue to now own more and more boxes and just place them at some other location, and keep doing it that way as well through iHub. Now, a very short period of time, they said after that, they will just have where you can order boxes more than one kind of out of the gates. But they want to make sure they got all of the backlog of people that have been waiting and stuff before they open those up to have people that want to place boxes.
Oh, that sounds great. If I can continue the question just a little farther. Like I said, I did sign up for it under my business name, but I'm having second thoughts whether I want to keep it under my business name or make it personal. Is there a way in the back office that I can change it from the business and put my Social Security number in instead of my business TIN?
Yes, there is, and I think it's still editable along the way. Let me see if I can't.
That, or even after I had it a year or two, could you switch it to personal versus business if like I said, if my business location moves?
Right, or you sold the business or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. Or retain, which I'm hoping to do.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be. Let me just check a couple places. I know you don't see it on screen here. Let me see if I can find it first before I bring my deal over. This might be, okay, so I'm going to pull this across. You'll have some of my personal information on it. But effectively, I'm up in the account profile off of your dashboard, okay, right over here. This is what's coming up. I can edit by so your here updates your tax information down here. Okay.
Okay.
So you click on that, and it does allow you to change it from individual, put in the social versus a business. So right now, you just drop it down and go to company. And this is a submission to update your account information.
Oh, that's great. And that you're active, so if you change or whatever, yeah.
You were completely breaking up, garbling there, so I don't know if I got the question. Try one more time, or the statement.
That's great. It shows you're active and you're able to do it, so that is good.
Yeah, I think I got enough of that. You were just saying, hey, that's great that we can do it, right?
Yeah, that's great, like for me for the future, because yours is active and it's working.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions before we call it? If not, we went 6 minutes over, and I really appreciate your time and attending here tonight, guys. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And reach out to Bob if you need some assessments done. Take your selfie, use that in your personal communications to try to get people a little bit more aware of it. And the one thing that they need to know that if they signed up today and they did the $99 and then went ahead and ordered and put down their $400, they could be getting boxes within a week or so and ready to go. So now's the time to snap up the available boxes in batch 2 and in batch 3 and 4. Batch 4 is around the corner. So there's no, we had a bigger leap of faith joining earlier. Now we can just go to town. And remember still that there's the opportunity to approach it from the travel standpoint. And I think you need to try to work on enough of that to make sure that you have some dollar type revenue coming in so that you can kind of preserve your HNT if you have some bills to pay. So on that note, I am going to close the presentation. And once again, thank you very much for attending.